Yeah, so these are 15 milligrams a piece.
The medical marijuana business is good.
So the CBD farm caps are going to be 10 a piece.
Very good.
We're sitting at $63 for it.
By some industry estimates, legal marijuana businesses made over $10 billion in sales in 2018. That's a lot of cash with nowhere to go.
I love it. I enjoy it. It doesn't feel like work.
Marie Saloom got into the medical marijuana business to ensure quality marijuana medication for her husband, who's a patient. And while together they successfully tackled the ins and outs of growing, literally, a highly regulated business, dealing with banks almost had her beat.
At the beginning, I probably had to open every week a bank account because I already knew that the one that I opened maybe 2 weeks before that, I was about to get a letter. I already knew it, telling me you have this X amount of days before we kick you out.
The cat and mouse game with banks meant she had to find creative ways to pay bills, pay her employees, fund investments, because the truth is, even 9 years after medical marijuana first became legal in Arizona, cash is still king in most Arizona medical dispensaries.
We have to pay a lot of people in cash, which can be very challenging. We have to have security, armed security at all times. Get cashier's checks or money orders to pay, like just utilities.
Sarah Stalker is the regional manager of Nirvana Center Dispensaries. She spends a lot of extra time and energy trying to do what most businesses with a bank account do easily, like pay taxes.
You have to pay those in cash. It can be scary.
And the dispensaries aren't the only ones nervous about working with this cash. Fear is likely a big reason only an estimated 1 in 30 banks nationwide openly accepts cannabis customers.
The revenue derived from it is considered revenue derived from money laundering.
Paul Hickman is the president and CEO of the Arizona Bankers Association, a trade group for commercial banks. He says many banks actually would like to do business with legal marijuana companies.
Bankers are really good pillars of their community, and they like to build their communities, and they like to make sure that legal businesses have a legal outlet to do their financial affairs and their banking.
None of the dozen banks we reached out to would talk on camera. At least one of the 2 banks in the state that works with cannabis told us over the phone they believe the community is safer if all this cash is able to be banked, making it traceable and more transparent. They also said they originally got into the cannabis banking business because they believed it would become legal at the federal level any day. That hasn't happened. Mixed messages from the federal government makes banks wary. In 2013, the Obama administration signed the Cole Memorandum, which essentially said as long as businesses followed state laws, the feds would leave them alone. Then, in 2018, the Trump administration rescinded the Cole Memo, leaving banks to wonder if they were vulnerable again to federal scrutiny.
At first blush, most of the bankers in Arizona aren't any different from most of the banking sector around the country, where they're like, no, I don't want to take on that sort of risk. It's a reputational issue still. It's expensive in terms to set up a system to do it.
In order to work with marijuana businesses, banks have to file a suspicious activity report on every account every 3 months. And with thousands of accounts, that is a lot of paperwork. But it's this kind of regulation that has actually created opportunities for other businesses.
When you're banking a highly regulated industry, there's such a massive regulatory compliance burden, and it's so easy for things to fall through the cracks, so to speak.
Tyler Berlin is an executive with Hyper, a company that essentially offers banks and credit unions a more efficient way of working with cannabis companies. For a fee, they take care of everything from compliance to monitoring and paperwork. They also offer customers a non-cash way to pay for their medication.
It allows for a consumer to download an app. They can set up a quick profile. They can link their checking account to their profile. They can walk into a dispensary. They can check in via phone.
Nirvana Center Dispensaries uses a different digital platform that also specializes in highly regulated industries.
Awesome.
But manager Sarah Stalker says the system doesn't work as seamlessly as, say, a credit or debit card.
They can get double charged sometimes. We have to refund money. It can be frustrating.
Marie Saloom did finally find a bank willing to work with her, and things have gotten easier. But she pays a premium for that ease.
They know they got you, so they charge me outrageous fees, compared to other businesses.
Still, the legal cannabis industry continues to grow.
With the discount today, it looks like you are at $54.68.
Raking in cash that goes back into the economy with or without the banks.
There you go.
Right on, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day.
For Arizona PBS, I'm Elisa Adams.